welcome to another House Rules Review. My name is Jonathan Dilfer. Today I'm going to talk about a few different Christmas and winter themed games. I'm just going to kind of go through a list of some games that we either have had or have. This is because we're doing a Christmas in July event at our local game store, Serenity Games here in Seminole. And I wanted to bring a variety of Christmas themed games to that event. I was kind of surprised. I really thought there'd be more Christmas-themed games. I kind of expected there to be like 10 to 12 Christmas-themed games out there. There weren't really as many as I expected, at least not as many strategic ones. And there are tons of Christmas games out there, but most of those are like your basic roll and move, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, get to the end of the board kind of game. Or the basic like Christmas Monopoly kind of thing, which is fine. I don't mind that. That's great. But I wanted something a little more in-depth, a little more strategic. So I kind of looked around to see what options there were for that. There weren't as many as I expected, so I kind of expanded that to just, instead of being Christmas themed, to being any kind of winter or Christmas themed game that fit the bill. And I came up with a few of them. Some of them we already owned. Others we didn't, or we reacquired since the move, which I'm going to make another video and talk about our moving process, whittling down the collection, and then starting to get more games to it again. That'll be something else later. But for now, let me talk about some of the games that we did finalize on for the Christmas in July. One is Letters to Santa, which is a fun little card game. Basically is the Christmas version of Love Letter. If you've played Love Letter before, this will be very familiar to you. If you haven't, I'm going to do an individual video on each of these games. Definitely check it out. Letters to Santa is a fun little game. It's a very, very fast-paced game. Basically, draw one card, play one card. Person who lasts in the round gets a present token, which is just a little red cube. It's really cool. It's really light. It's easy for kids to pick up on. The cards are cutesy. I mean, Santa is the main character in the game. Mrs. Claus is in there. Krampus is in there. It's really cool. So Letters to Santa is the first one. 12 Days by Calliope Games is the second one. This game is a cool game. It has it's cards, but it has three different elements in one. You have set collecting, you have trick taking, and you also have drafting. All three are present in there because you're passing a card to a player. Then you're all playing a card face down. The lower number when revealed will get a present card. Also, you're trying to set collect because groupings of cards at the end, whoever has the most of a certain card gets points as well. I'll show you more about that another time. 12 Days by Calliope Games. It's a great little game. We also got Hey, That's My Fish. Now, this is a fun little game by Fantasy Flight. It's actually a reprint of a game by Mayfair Games. This game is a fun, light game. You have little penguin meeples. You move them around on a board to try to collect fish tokens. Then whoever has the most fish icons on their tokens at the end wins. It's really easy for kids to pick up. My daughter seems to love it. I thought it had enough decision making to keep me entertained, so it was fun. Hey, That's My Fish. Another one we did is Snowblind Race for the Pole. Now this one, I'm going to do a review on each of these, but I'm going to keep mine kind of brief. Rado does a whole playthrough on this guy, so if you want to see that, definitely check out his review. It's a great review. Snowblind has a lot of really crunchy decision making, which is what I really like about it. The actions aren't that hard to pick up on. Like, there's only like 8 actions or 9 actions in the whole game that everybody has access to. But trying to decide when to do those, trying to decide which action to take versus what other people have already taken. The goal of this game is basically you are like a captain of one of the expeditions to the South Pole. You are trying to get your captain to the South Pole or as close as you feel is feasible, and then make it back to your ship alive without getting frostbite or exposure and dying. It can be a very unforgiving game, but it has great decision making. The opponents are pretty good. I really like it. I'll tell you more about it later on. Snowblind Race for the Pole. We also picked up another copy of Klondike Rush. Klondike Rush is a really neat game. It is more of an economic style game where you are an investor trying to finance mining camps during the gold rush in the 1749s, 1849s. Don't hit my history, okay? I don't remember. It's a while since high school. but it's a good economic, solid game. It has a lot of decision making as far as when you spend money. You're trying to bid against other opponents. Sometimes you want to bid low, sometimes you want to bid high, sometimes you want to run up their bid on purpose. It's a really good game, really simple actions, but tough decisions. Again, Klondike Rush. We also picked up Snow Tales, which this is a reprint by Renegade Games. It's like the third reprint. Z Garcia goes over this guy in depth on the Dice Tower, so if you get a chance, check that one out. This one's really cool. It's basically Formula Day, but it's like the Christmas version. So you have dog sleds. The actions are pretty easy as far as like you're playing cards to increase or decrease your speed, to bank, to do your brakes, that kind of thing. It has little pine trees that are on the board that you can run into. They're little pine tree meeples. They look like Christmas trees. It's really cool. I really enjoy this game. It has some really long tracks that can take a little while. But I mean, it wasn't bad. We played 4 players. We finished the game in about 2 hours. So that wasn't too bad. I didn't think, about 30 minutes a player. You could play a shorter track and it wouldn't even be that long. So Snow Tales by Renegade Games. We also picked up a copy of the anniversary edition of Stone Age, which, I mean, the anniversary edition, it isn't really a Christmas game per se, but it's double-sided. So on one side it's all summer, the other side it's all winter. All the cards are winter, the board is winter, you can build igloos instead of the regular huts. So I mean, my wife, really likes this game a lot. So Stone Age Anniversary Edition. The last one I don't have to show you right now, it is the winter version of Carcassonne. Carcassonne is definitely a family-oriented game. It's a very light game that's fun and easy for people to pick up. The winter version is really neat because it has snow everywhere and little animals on a bunch of the tiles. It looks really cool. It's very beautiful. A friend of mine held it for me during the move. He's going to mail it back to me soon. So I'll have that for the event too. And I'll try to do a video on it as well. But I mean, it's going to play just like a regular Carcassonne. So I mean, if you can't find the winter one because it's out of print, definitely get the original. It's worth playing at Christmas time with family because it's easy and fun and everyone seems to like it. So those will be the games we're going to go over the next couple weeks. I'm going to try to do one a day. Definitely check out the links for those here. If you want to see something else interesting, I'm going to have the link for Realm and Fury, which is a new card game up here. Until next time, thanks for watching.